these are tomato plants. Oh, you know, the one we often use in pasta sauce? Do you know that they need to be watered twice a day? Sometimes we often forget to water our plants because we are too busy to take care of them. So they end up dying a horrible death because of our mistakes. But wait! By using electronics, we could design a circuit to remind ourselves to water this tomato plant. Introducing the Plant Butler 1000. It is a device that has a function to detect the water in the soil of the plant.
Hello everyone, so here we will show you how the soil moisture tester circuit works using simulation on LT-Spice. Firstly, let me explain to you how this circuit is composed, or what are the components that are used to make the circuit. The components of this circuit are BC547 NPN transistor, 20 ohm resistor, 100 kilo ohm potentiometer, LED or light emitting diode, 9 volt battery, LM7805 voltage regulator, and soil moisture probes. In this circuit, the NPN transistor is used to detect soil moisture. The soil moisture detector probes are used to sense the moisture in the soil. Then the NPN transistor triggers the LED. The soil moisture detector probes can be built using general purpose PCB or perf board. The LED is used just as an indication of soil moisture detection. Here we have connected one wire of probe directly to the VCC and another probe to the base of the transistor Q1, and the 100 kilo ohm potentiometer RV1 is used for adjusting the sensitivity of the circuit. Its resistance can be changed based on its need in any application, but here we're gonna use the default value for this sensor, which is 100 kilo ohm. Now when there is no moisture in soil, then probes doesn't allow the 7805 to supply any voltage to the base of the transistor Q1, so the LED remain turned off. Whenever both probes come in contact with soil moisture and water, then both probes get shorted because moisture or water is the conductor of the current. As you can see here in this situation, it simulates if the probes are touching the water, then both probes are short-circuited. However, if they are not touching water, which means that if the soil is dry, then they will be short-circuited, or they will be open-circuited like that. When the probes get shorted, then the base of the transistor gets connected to the output of the LM7805. As we know, when we apply some voltage to the base of the NPN transistor, it gets turned on and allows current to pass through the collector to emitter, and as soon as the transistor turns on, it will trigger the LED. The LM7805 voltage regulator is used for limiting the output voltage to about 0.9 to 1 volt, and I'll show you in the simulation right now. We have used a 9 volt battery to supply the power to this circuit. So here we're gonna run our circuit. As you can see here, if the probes are open, the current through the diode will be very less, which will not be enough to trigger it. So it's about 4.8 picoampere, which is a very low amount. So here our LED would not light, so that means that the sensor doesn't detect any moisture inside the circuit because the probes aren't connected to anything. But here, if we close this simulation and if we connected both probes, short-circuited them, which simulates when the probes touch moisture, so moisture will act as a short circuit. So when we run our simulation here, it displays that there is current, much more current, which is enough to trigger the LED, which is 12.4 milliampere. The LED needs about 12 milliampere to operate, so this is a suitable amount for it. And also, as I told you, the voltage regulator is limiting the output voltage to around 0.9 to 1 volt. So as you can see here, if we test it on this node, it's around 985 millivolts, so which is the suitable amount also for this circuit. So as you can see here in the simulation, that it simulates how this circuit works, and we will show you in another part how you can build this circuit using homemade.
Once you heard about soil moisture, imagine about this. So now I'm gonna show how to build easiest way of soil moisture. Basically, you need to buy resistor, transistor, LED light, and battery. Now let's start to build. First of all, prepare 2 lids for needle and LED. Make 2 holes for each lid and connect LED and 2 needles. Let's say from LED side, there is a 2 pole, both shorter one and longer one. Connect longer pole with resistor and connect shorter one with transistor. Then the base pole of transistor with resistor. Third step, prepare for battery, positive pole and diode, negative pole to emitter, and another cable of transistor, needle side with battery for each pole of battery. After connect all cable, use glue to connect both leads. This is how it looks like. So how it works? Let's change the topic, how it works. Let this moisture put into your garden. If there are water satisfied with this solid, the LED light NPN transistor will turn on and trigger LED. So the simply answer this is, if the water is satisfied with this solid, the LED is turning on. If not, LED light will turn off. That's all.